Hey Alexis, hey Caitlin, what do you call a teacher who listens to students' podcasts and gives them hundreds?
What?
Mr. Callenborn. Hi, my name is Brooke Zilke.
My name's Alexis Scooby.
I'm Caitlin Meyer.
And we're here to talk about musicals and theater and things of the like. Welcome to our pod. Not a
It's
PCast.
a PCast.
It is a pod.
It's a recording.
Thank you. So, first things first, I'm the realist.
Second time's a lot better.
Oh my god. So, first we're going to start off with what got you into musicals. So, I'll start with my emo brother, Kevin. He... In high school, he was like an emo kid and was really into all that dark stuff. And so he showed me Sweeney Todd when I was like 8 years old. And I was really scared of it. And it was like the day before my birthday. And I was like, no, I can't watch that. That's too scary. Fake blood. Ah. And then I got a little bit older and was like, hey, Kevin, what's that musical movie thing that you showed me? He's like, oh, it's Sweeney Todd. I'm like, okay, so I watched it and fell in love with it. So in about 8th grade, I got really into it, and that kind of kick-started my love of theater and musicals and watching, never being in it, but watching and getting really into live performances of things.
Okay, so what got me into musicals was my mom. She's really obsessed with, like, Wicked and Evita, and she loves singing along, and in the car rides, like, every car ride. That's what we were jamming out to, right? So I just, like, grew up listening to those. Like, she put Defying Gravity on, like, repeat. She really likes that song.
What got me into, like, musicals and theaters is, like, being involved in them. Like, it was, like, yes, I like doing this for people and, like, entertaining them, but, like, in a safe way. Like... shout out to Mr. Vazana for, like, really pushing me to do crew freshman year because, like, I was, like, able to boss around seniors and, like, be like, that's not where the table's supposed to be, so, yeah, that's what got me into it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, my progression of how much I've gotten into it. Because I think I always have liked live performances, but never been kind of brave enough to do it. Mm-hmm. And so watching it and just kind of supporting my friends that are in musical and that do crew and people who do speech at Alexis. I love coming to support and see you guys. And yeah, and it just really got me interested in something I never thought I was going to be
making me nervous complimenting.
So yeah, next are your top 3 favorite songs from musicals. So originally I was going to do It's Priest from Sweeney Todd, and then I was like, wait, no, Pretty Women is really good. And I'm like, wait, take a step back. And so I was re-listening to the soundtrack this morning, because that's what you do, and I realized Epiphany was up there. It's so good. Epiphany really centers around Sweeney Todd and how he's so upset with everything that's happened, and the tempo changes are so good and amazing, and it really starts off kind of him saying, like, oh, the whole world is crap and everything is horrible, and then it changes and he's like, oh, my Lucy, my wife that's dead, I miss her so much, and it's like, haha, JK, I'm gonna murder you. Like, He really switches back and forth, and seeing that live and the movie musical with Johnny Depp, like, there's so much dynamic and so much change in the types of characters, and it's amazing. Second would be Room Where It Happens from Hamilton, and I saw it live as well, but I heard it original Broadway cast from, let's be real, I didn't buy it. I don't buy music. Oh. I'm sorry.
Illegal.
I don't buy music, but I listened to it, like, on YouTube and stuff, so technically legal. Anyway. And Leslie Odom Jr. just, it's so good. It really shows Aaron Burr and how he's so upset and angry that he wasn't let in on this big secret about what they're doing with the government, and how he was really put on the outside, even though he was really right up there with Hamilton and knew just as much and was just as smart and graduated from the same college, and he was just so angry and pissed that he wasn't where Hamilton was, because that just wasn't in his character to be overly ambitious. And I think that song really captured his anger and showed, okay, this is the man that will be my rival for the rest of my life.
Right.
And then last would be Words Fail. Let's be real, all of these are number 1. But having to pick favorites is difficult. Number one, number three, I don't even know anymore. They're all great. Is Words Fail from Dear Evan Hansen. Because that song pulls at the heartstrings so much. There's a lyric that starts from one of the first songs, Waving Through a Window, that's I learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, which I think is so powerful. Caitlin's upset now because she's like, oh my god, it's so good.
In the field.
It's so
feelings.
good. And that lyric, you know, talking about somebody with social anxiety and something that's so difficult to deal with, hearing that lyric puts a lot of perspective in it, and then they reuse that lyric in Words Fail, where he's telling this family that everything he's told them is a lie, that he hasn't corresponded with their son before, is horrible. It's okay, Caitlin, we'll be alright. But the one, like, the very pinnacle part of the song where he just screams, like, I learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key. Like, Ben Platt's voice is beautiful. And just... Ben Platt.
Ben Platt.
Ben Platt.
Oh, sing it.
Yeah.
He's so good. And just that moment where he busts it all out and tells you, you know, how he's been feeling and really shows you his anxiety about the whole situation. It's just, oh, it's amazing. I love sad songs. And so it's just so good.
I also love sad songs. Okay, so one of mine is Requiem from Dear Evan Hansen. And it's like, it's also a sad song, it's a slower song, and it kind of like gives us insight into Connor's life that like you don't really see.
Mm-hmm.
Because Connor is literally barely a character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he dies pretty early on, right?
Yeah.
Like, I hate to break it to you, but like, Connor barely exists,
Yeah,
right?
oh, by the way, spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler, he dies. If it happens in the first 10 minutes, it's not a spoiler.
You're so right.
And I love, like, the insight it gives into his character, because the entire play, like, you feel all of these emotions about him, but, like, most of them aren't even true.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked Defying Gravity from Wicked, just because, like, that's one of those songs that, like, when, like, whoever's singing hits that note, you just feel it, and, like...
You get goosebumps, and you're like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm so proud.
It's so good. And then Don't Cry For Me, Argentina, because that's another one my mom just, like...
Busts
loves
it
to
out.
sing. She busts that out. She's not as good as the recordings, but like every once in a while she'll be like better than the recording. I'm like, I hate you. I can't sing.
Talent.
Susan!
Suzanne.
I picked I Dreamed a Dream from Les Mis because Fantine's like going through all these things. Like, she's like not doing too good. She's just trying to make money for her kid, and she's sick. Like, her kid is sick. Supposedly. People just milking money out of Fantine. And then Joanna from Sweeney Todd, because it's like such a heartfelt like stalker song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wait.
Wait a second, I didn't hear that correctly, I thought.
it's a heartfelt stalker song if you really think about it. Because he never met this girl. Never met her.
Sees her and he's like, hey, you kind of
Hey.
cute.
I'll steal you, Joanna.
I mean, isn't that how Romeo and Juliet start off? Hey, you're pretty hot. Guess I'm over this other girl.
Yeah, but that ending though. Anyways,
It was happy, right? Did I miss something?
my
Continue.
third one was Cell Block Tango from Chicago.
Oh, so good.
Because it's such, like, a powerhouse, like, women song singing about, like, women killing their lovers and, like, their, like, family members. And
Is that not what you do when you have trouble in your marriage? You don't just kill them?
He ran into my knife
10
times.
Iconic. A bop in 3/4. Not just a bop and a
Now
half,
a bop and a half.
but a bop in 3/4.
Oh, absolutely.
That comes on and you just, like, you see it and you're like, he had it coming. Like, you feel it.
Oh,
you
I
can't
listen
not.
to it in the hall sometimes, and I'm like, this should probably not be the song I'm, like, walking to.
Well, there's the ones, like, the song Epiphany, like, I saw this post, and it was like, oh, yeah, I can just imagine Sweeney Todd just running through a field of daisies, smiling, and, like, cutting people down as he goes, and you're like, but I can, too? That should not be relatable. All right, a highlighted actor and or actress from a play or musical you've seen. I think this is one that I hadn't really gone over much before, but... Oh my god, so many good actors, so many good actresses. People
All
are so
of them?
talented. Right. No, all of them are so talented, and I know I wrote them down. But highlighted actor or actress, I think from Sweeney Todd, who played Sweeney Todd, Paul Jordan Jansen, amazing. Was he on yours too?
Yes.
Yes. He was honestly amazing, and that portrayal of that character was awesome, and we'll get to that later, but I just thought, ooh, you're so good. How do you? He's got this amazing voice. You know, you see people and they're so talented, and you wish you could be like that. Wayne Brady, who played Aaron Burr, just exceeded my expectations, and I heard he was amazing. He'd already been in Chicago to play Aaron Burr for maybe a month by that point. He was only on for 2 or 3 months, and we got really lucky to be able to see him. And he just blew the roof off of the place. Like, he outshone Hamilton, that actor. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he outshone him so much. And then last one would be Ari Afsar, who played Eliza Hamilton in Hamilton. And she had just such a pretty, like, not soft voice necessarily, but just calming and a lot different from Philippa Sue, who played Eliza in the original Broadway cast. And it was so pretty. The only thing that I didn't like is when her son dies, she's supposed to let out this scream, and her scream was really weak, and I was expecting like an actual scream, like, no, my son, like, it's horrible.
Like,
yeah, and she was like, no, and I'm like, can I cut?
Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, as I screamed from the balcony. That was the only, like, problem I had, but honestly, her performance was so beautiful and amazing. Caitlin?
Okay, so I only picked one. Didn't know we were supposed to have more than one. But I picked Mike Feist.
Oh, Mike Feist. I love him.
Because, like, he's funny, but serious and dramatic, and, like, there's so many emotions that you feel during Dear Evan Hansen, right? And he manages to, like, portray them all perfectly. Like, when you're supposed to laugh, he's hilarious, but, like, when it's serious and dark, like, you're right there with him. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing. He was in Newsies as well, and Newsies is on Netflix, which praise be. And it's so good. And so, you know, he's so much more talented, too, because Newsies is mostly, it's a lot of, like, ballet, it's a lot of, you know, that type of dancing, and you're like, oh, you can sing, and you can dance, and you can act.
And you're hilarious.
And you're pretty cute. I like you. That's not fair. You can't have it all, okay?
Yeah.
I also, like, wanted to talk about Paul Jordan Jansen because I did not expect him to be, like, that well. Like, I saw him, and I'm like, ugh.
Right.
Like, this is not Johnny Depp.
No, exactly. It's hard when you got that.
I was like half expecting him to be there. I'm like, disappointed.
Right.
But then, like, I also didn't think about this until, like, right now. Does it count as a musical? It does. Sound of Music live. Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
As Maria. Oh my goodness. She didn't exactly hit the Julie Andrews notes. Kind of mad about that, but it takes training, takes like 20 years of like opera training. But like,
it's no big deal.
It's okay. It's fine. It's
I mean,
fine,
who hasn't
Carrie.
had 20 years of opera training?
Exactly.
It's fine, Carrie. I forgive you.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, like, these actors and actresses are so amazing and so talented, and you realize how many people are that talented, looking at X Factor, American Idol, all of those shows.
Why can actors always sing?
I know!
You can't have both.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's like one of my new favorite actresses, Abigail Spencer, who's in Timeless, which is my new favorite show of all time.
All time.
Liz.
Caitlin,
Got it.
leave the
More
room.
puns to follow.
Leave the room now. She can sing, and I'm like, you can act, you're really pretty, and you can sing. No.
Yeah.
No. You can't do that. It's not fair. I love it, though. I mean, I think kudos to all of these amazing people that do so much, and the amount of people that are that talented, because you see videos all the time of people singing, and you're like, oh, I can't sing Hallelujah that well.
Oh.
The amount of people that can sing Hallelujah and hit those notes, no.
Oh, wait, like random people that are just like walking in like churches and
Or
start
you always see those
singing
videos
it.
on the internet, like some
Oh,
random
yeah.
kid in Walmart yodels, like.
He's at Coachella right now, guys.
Yeah,
So, we're gonna form a group, and we're gonna get on Ellen,
Yes.
and maybe get some college money.
Please?
Sounds good.
Please.
But yeah, honestly, like, kudos to all of those people that are just so amazing, and those actors and actresses that really surprise you. Ari Afsar, she is a tiny person. She is pretty small, like, and you don't expect this big voice.
Yeah.
And then when she needs to hit those notes in the song Burn, when she's talking about this love affair that her husband had, it's just, it's gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
It makes you upset, and you're like, you were cheated on. I'm so sorry. this happened in the 1700s. I'm so sorry. You know, it makes you feel bad for them, but it's just so good.
Yeah, like, oh, you're gonna going on to like relating it back to like high school, comma musicals. Like my friend Allison Alzinga, like
yes.
when she belted out, like she can act, she can sing, she can dance, she can ice skate.
She can talk. God,
Like
I'm no one.
like
I can do
when
none of
she
those
belted
things.
out, I seriously started to cry because I have never been so like proud
Yes.
and like impressed. Like anyone who like gets into like theater or anything, you're like, oh, okay, like this is kind of weird. Like all these people are doing British accents, sometimes. And then like some of these people can sing, and then you're like, some of these people can do everything.
And then you're like,
And then
"That's
you're just
not
like
fair."
painting a panel, like, watching it happen. It's like, oh, okay.
You're moving the light to follow, and you're like, okay.
Dragging a chair across the stage.
Yeah, definitely agree though. People are so talented, and I want to be that person.
Yeah.